The new WWE Champion Cody Rhodes awaits his first challenger. Who's it going to be? We find out next week on SmackDown. Will it be LA Knight or will it be AJ Styles going to France to take on Cody for the title? Now, not only in this video do I want to talk about who I think is going to be the victor and move on to Backlash between AJ Styles and LA Knight, but I want to talk about what's to come in Cody Rhodes WWE Championship reign. You know, The Rock this past Monday night on Raw stated very clear that when he comes back, he is coming for Cody Rhodes and coming for the WWE Championship. So obviously Cody, and we already knew this, regardless of who was going to step up to Cody at Backlash, at King and Queen of the Ring, Money in the Bank, you name it, Cody's going to have a long reign as champion. I said it in my last video, I'll say it again. I do not see Cody losing that WWE Championship after a 2-year story to finally obtain it till past WrestleMania 41. The only way I see him losing it before next year's WrestleMania is truly dependent on who his WrestleMania opponent next year is. And for some reason, if the story calls for Cody to lose that title at the end of this year at the Royal Rumble to then go on and challenge for it once more at WrestleMania, then so be it. But I really don't see that world. We spent so much time just to get here for Cody Rhodes to finish the story and become champion. I don't care who, whether it's The Rock or freaking LA Knight or AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, you name it, line them up. I don't care who it is. I don't believe anybody truly at this current moment has a chance at beating Cody Rhodes. Now, with that being said, let's go through the next couple of months. As I mentioned, at Backlash, it's either going to be LA Knight or AJ Styles. I think a lot of people are calling AJ Styles to fight Cody Rhodes here, and that's probably the option that I'm leaning more towards, but I would not be surprised for a babyface versus babyface matchup. At the same time, I don't know if WWE wants to really risk putting any kind of, negative heat on Cody Rhodes for beating another top babyface in LA Knight, especially after all they did just to get Cody to this spot. So I can definitely see AJ Styles defeating LA Knight in the WrestleMania rematch and taking on Cody. That would be a hell of a matchup at Backlash. Maybe, something happens in the matchup, it's a double count out or something like that, and we get a triple threat at Backlash, but I'm not really assuming that. I could see Styles cheating to win, Styles losing his match to Cody, and maybe we get one more LA Knight versus Styles rubber match past Backlash, or whether it's on SmackDown or whatever, or maybe, no DQ, or just some kind of blow-off matchup. But that's their story. Cody Rhodes, I think, takes on AJ Styles at Backlash, and obviously, after a great match, retains the WWE title. Now, when we get past Backlash, who's going to be taking on Cody Rhodes? Well, that remains to be seen. We do have a WWE draft coming up in 2 weeks? I believe it's the final or second to last SmackDown before Backlash and the final Raw before Backlash. Then we'll have the go home show the night before, which, doesn't really matter what happens on that. But then that post Backlash, we're going to have brand new rosters. And I personally think Cody Rhodes will probably stay on Monday Night Raw, just bringing the WWE title over there. I could really see Damian Priest and all of the Judgment Day, honestly, heading to Friday Night SmackDown, bringing their world titles over there. We're going to talk more about that in depth. The draft prediction definitely coming in the coming weeks. But I mean, let's talk about some of the feuds that a lot of people have wanted to see for Cody Rhodes. Before the Rock match for SummerSlam really started to take shape, and whether it's at SummerSlam or, WrestleMania 41, eventually we're going to get Cody and The Rock. And same thing, regardless of the location, eventually we do need a Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton storyline. I think that above all, when you're taking bloodline stuff out of it, but I think that above all, when you look at the rosters, regardless of who's on what brand, is probably the most intriguing feud you can do for Cody Rhodes. People have been calling for it since Cody came back, and what better time than now for Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton to go one-on-one. And I think Orton's still in that spot where it's just like, man, I don't know if people are going to want to boo this guy because he's so over and so respected as that good guy, and he's just reached that point in his career. It's kind of like Edge a few years ago when he turned heel and formed the Judgment Day. It was like, not saying it wasn't working, but like nobody really wanted to boo Edge, and I don't know if people really want to boo Randy Orton either. It might just get to a point where it's just like, oh, well, I enjoyed Orton during this comeback, but like now he's a heel and I don't want to boo him, so I'm just kind of not caring. I don't think it's going to be like that. I don't know, hard to call, but Orton and Cody, regardless, is something that has to happen. That's obviously an extremely interesting storyline that, to be fair, maybe Orton doesn't even need to turn heel to tell that storyline. But Orton versus Cody, maybe could be your SummerSlam main event. I could honestly see that for the WWE title. That's a huge match for SummerSlam, a highly anticipated one at that. And I think that's a story that you want built up for a while because it's got so much history, man. And maybe not. Maybe it's, you know, the Money in the Bank main event, or it's a post SummerSlam thing. It all depends on when the Rock match is going to be. Hell, it all depends on if they're going to run Cody versus Roman part 3. You know, if Roman's going to get a rematch. I don't know. I don't really expect it. I don't even think it's needed, but I could definitely still see a Cody versus Roman part 3. But regardless, again, of the bloodline, the Orton story, something that has to happen. And also when it comes to potential challengers for Cody Rhodes, I think there's a couple of names that I am personally ruling out. Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, obviously, and CM Punk. I don't think CM Punk, you know, is going to be heavily involved with the WWE Championship anytime soon. I think Punk going after McIntyre, Punk going after the World Heavyweight Championship. Those are just two obvious feuds for me when Punk is ready to go. You also got the Seth Rollins thing, which I think a lot of people are throwing that out, and I could really see Rollins and Cody part 4 happening at this point, and it actually being a lot more intriguing than if that's the match they were going to go for at WrestleMania 40, you know, before everything changed. After what we saw at WrestleMania and Rollins literally being, as they have now mentioned, the shield to Cody Rhodes and helping him win the WWE Championship, all the while Rollins lost it all, lost on Saturday, lost on Sunday. There's obviously steam there for a Seth Rollins heel turn, and definitely some tension between him and Cody. And Rollins and Cody for the WWE title this time around, I think is more intriguing ever than the match has been before. And again, whether it's Orton, Rollins, Rock, Roman, like these are all matches that could obviously main event a SummerSlam, main event a WrestleMania, but like, we're going to have a long while between those shows and a lot of shows for Cody to be defending the WWE Championship at. We're looking at a hell of a lineup for a Cody Rhodes Championship run, man. You know, one thing about babyface champions that are notorious in WWE, or I should say WWE is notorious for, is not really knowing how to book them. They're good at booking the chase, but once the champion, you know, or once the good guy wins the title, they're like, all right, well, now what? We have a new regime now. I don't think that is going to be the same case. And with the potential lineup of challengers that Cody Rhodes has to offer, I mean, no disrespect to AJ Styles or LA Knight, but those are probably like the weakest challengers that Cody is going to face in this title reign. I'll tell you another guy who could possibly be in the running for the WWE Championship. Now, I think a lot of people are looking at this guy to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, especially at the end of the summer. And although I think he has a better chance of winning the world title and probably wouldn't have the best chance of winning the WWE title in my eyes, Cody and Gunther, those are two guys who have only ever touched in the Royal Rumble matches. And I mean, now that Gunther's not the Intercontinental Champion anymore, I really don't expect him to come back and want the Intercontinental title. You know, in this character-wise, I could easily see Gunther coming back, just mowing over a couple opponents and then staking his claim on whatever brand he ends up on after the draft, that he's coming for that brand's world championship. That just seems, you know, on character for Gunther in my eyes. And I know we already talked about it in this video, but let's really talk about the Cody Rhodes versus Rock match a little bit. It's obviously going to happen. People were calling for it before WrestleMania. WrestleMania went exactly how a lot of people thought it would, with The Rock pinning Cody on Saturday, Cody winning the title on Sunday. The groundwork is laid for a Rock versus Cody one-on-one match, right? And I mean, if it wasn't laid coming out of WrestleMania, again, as we mentioned, The Rock literally told Cody on Raw that when he comes back, he's coming for Cody and the WWE title. This match is already being rumored for WrestleMania 41, but I gotta be honest, and I talked about this a little bit in the last video as well, talking about the potential bloodline civil war that we are about to see. I really probably wouldn't wait for WrestleMania 41. I'd rather Roman and Rock be the matchup for next year's WrestleMania, especially because I think, again, that bloodline civil war is going to be a big part of WWE over the next year. I'd rather see Cody and Rock at SummerSlam. I think it just makes more sense. Rock coming back, getting that championship match, failing to do so, more tension between Rock and Roman, and then they go on to do their own thing with the bloodline and all that stuff. As for Cody Rhodes, I'd rather him get that match out of the way and bury the hatchet with the bloodline once and for all. And whether that includes another Roman Reigns match beforehand, Clash at the Castle in Saudi, I don't know. Maybe that's the match for SummerSlam. They do Rock at a later date that is at WrestleMania. I don't know, but I think Cody beating The Rock is where Cody wipes his hands clean of, all right, bloodline business finally done, and moves on to new stuff. That's just me. But I want to throw this question out to you guys. Again, as I said, I don't see Cody Rhodes losing that WWE Championship till after WrestleMania 41, but I also want to ask you guys, who do you think could be the guy eventually to defeat Cody Rhodes? I know we're not in a rush to do so. I know this could be a question way far out, because if he really has that long of a championship run, who knows who could heat up in that time? Just like Cody Rhodes wasn't even in the WWE when Roman first started his reign. I don't expect Cody to hold the title for 4 years, but the guy who eventually beats Cody could be in his beginning stages right now, or could not even be anywhere near the WWE Championship. Could be an NXT guy, could be a Braun Breaker, could be a Carmelo Hayes, who knows? But let me know down below in the comments who you guys think will eventually step up to Cody Rhodes and face him for the title. And also let me know, if The Rock isn't going to take on Cody next year at WrestleMania, who should be Cody Rhodes' opponent for WrestleMania 41? Let me know that as well in the comments. But be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you have not already, and go follow me across all social medias at Noah Nation Vlogs. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.